MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And look who stumbled in today.
I'm back. Yeah.
How was your day off?
Well, it was good. But I had to go to the doctor with my daughter in Madison. We had to go to Madison, Mississippi to go to a rheumatologist.
Everything good?
Yeah, I mean, they did some blood work and stuff. They're trying to figure out some things. So, but, yeah.
There's nothing, I don't know about everybody, but there's just something about sitting in a doctor's office. It's just not fun.
Yeah, you know, it's good when you can go in and there's nobody else in there but maybe one other person. And you know, it's not wall-to-wall people like you go in some. So that wasn't bad.
But how often does that happen? I remember the Stantler brothers had a song about that when you go to the doctor's office. It was Don't Wait on Me.
Oh, I haven't heard that, but
We brought that up in there.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
happens.
But I don't like going to the doctor. But, you know, we went to Madison. I don't know if y'all been to Madison, Mississippi.
Oh, it's supposed to be one of the very best around.
It
Clean.
is clean, nice. I don't think there's a building in that town that's not brick.
Well, they
And my
have
daughter-
ordinances that you
Right.
have to build a certain way.
That's what Leighton was telling me yesterday. She's like, everything in this town's brick, Mama. It's called the Brick City or something like
Even
that.
Wally World looks different up there.
The Wendy's is fancy. I mean, it's so it's really nice. So
Extremely.
Nice place. So.
And you know, up toward Canton and all those areas, very nice. If you're just waking up and hadn't cracked the back door, you may not be able to see your hand in front of you in South Lauderdale and especially Clark County. Let's look at radar here. It's thick out there. This is fog. And as we pull this in, let's take a closer look at where all this begins. We got light fog creeping up on Highway 39 up here by Northeast by the soccer complex as you go on down past Meridian High and you get to about Wally World right there at I-20. It's going to get thicker and thicker by the time you get to the Evangel Temple out by the airport. And then you get out here to Plant Sweat and go south by Stuckey's Bridge and get into Clark County. Look how thick this stuff is. This is thick, so be careful no matter what you're doing. Good morning from Carmichael there. And as you look at this, Carmichael right on the edge there, a little fog there, but wow. Y'all be careful is all I got to say about all that.
You'd think by now it would be kind of lifting, and maybe
Let's
it
hope.
is, but still, yeah, be careful.
We got an update just a moment ago on, and let's pull this up. I just got this. This is the latest that we got from the National Hurricane Center. As we pull this up, this is sitting at a 40% chance. Peter and Rose, no threat. They're going to both go this way. This one is yet to be determined. 90% chance. And as we go back, let's pull this up on radar where you get a kind of an understanding of what I say. It's that thin line of where you don't really know where it's going to go because a lot can happen. Let me get over here to the ocean. I'm a few clicks away from the ocean. As we look at these models, let's pull this up and show you this right here. This is the storm that we're watching right here, and all this is Peter and this is Rose. This is this one. As you'll see, some of these models have it to where it could come onto the United States, and we have a few models there where it'll hook and go up.
Yeah.
Let's hope that these are right. Still way too early to turn as we look at these models, but it does have a few of these lines that would have it coming to the U.S. We'll watch way too early to tell you, yeah, this is going to happen. We're expecting the next couple of days for that to also become a tropical storm. So just a heads up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some cooler weather, though.
Oh, boy, we're going to have some 50-degree nights. And I mentioned on the weather report a while ago, northern Alabama is going to see some 40s the next couple of nights. Wouldn't
I'm
that
ready.
be nice?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready for it. I love cool weather.
You can't beat it. And let's just, while you bring that up, let's just show what this looks like of our 7-day forecast of what is happening for us. Today is going to be our warmest, 86. Tomorrow, 70. Look at that, 53, 51, 53 at night.
74 for the high on Thursday. Won't that be nice?
Right. Yeah.
Gosh, I can't wait.
And if we wasn't all scared to crack our windows anymore, we'd do that. You do that now, somebody crawl in your house, will you?
I know.
Let's just tell it how it is.
That's right. I mean, but years ago, that's what they did. I mean, crack the windows, had the attic fan. Remember that?
Boy, they'd
and
suck
just
that
let the
stuff
windows
in.
open. Yeah. Those days are long gone.
They are. Lock your windows nowadays.
And your doors.
Anything that you can find a lock to.
That's right.
And I don't care
Lock it down.
I don't care where you're watching from, whether it's Mississippi, Alabama, Nevada, wherever you are this morning watching us. It's just true. It's just a way of life. Now, we hate to be the ones to tell you that.
It is. It's sad. It's sad that you can't be a little more, comfortable and,
I have a personal question I wanted to ask you.
What?
Did you ever wash the love bugs off the front of your truck? They're getting kind of thick.
I rinsed them off, You have to scrub them off, though. I mean, and somebody told me one time you can take a bounce sheet, and that does kind of work. But take a bounce, like fabric softener sheet or one of the, and use it, wet it, and like kind of rub it on there. It works somewhat.
Is this the time of year that we normally have love bugs?
I did not think it was, but somebody told me, I think my mother was saying the other day, something about the hurricanes kind of bring them in, maybe.
Because I was thinking it was a different time of year. I could be wrong, but usually they're thicker in Louisiana than they are here. But Mississippi got them going on.
I remember one time we were going to the beach, and by the time we got down to the beach, our car was just like plastered everywhere with them. But yeah, they'll get hung up in this hair. I'll go in the shop and somebody go, you got a bug. It's
what do
like
you call it?
A love bug stuck in my hair.
Love is in the air, the love boat theme.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is.
They are aggravating, though.
Yeah, I was out at the shop the other night out in the grass, and I thought one was on my leg, and I had ants on my leg, but I thought it was one of them, so I didn't knock them off, and I got bit.
All the little critters right now. I'm ready for the cold weather to make them kind of go away. I hope they do.
We'll see if the Farmer's Almanac, if there's any truth to it this year to where we might kill off some critters. We need to.
Lord, I have seen mosquitoes this year that could tote you off. They were so big.
What are we going to change the state flag to the mosquito or not? I mean, it did make it to the finals.
Yeah. That would have been a good one right there.
It went right along with everything else there with our governor there, wouldn't it?
It would.
Buddy. Let's see here. I wanted to touch base on this, and this is beyond sad news. I mean, just horrible. And Clark County Hot Topics posted it. And I'll show you a picture if you want to go read the entire article that's about this as we pull this up from Clark County Hot Topics about the shooting. And this is what you look for, the shooting investigation. As you read this, there was a body of a 12-year-old boy found at a hunting camp. Deputies were dispersed to it, and as it turns out, and as they put in their post there, please don't put negative comments because the family is going through. It was two brothers, 1 6, 1 12. Somehow or another, the 6-year-old had a gun, from what I'm understanding, or one of them did, and he was trying to take it away, and the gun went off. And one of the children are deceased now. The family does need your thoughts, prayers, and keep them close to your heart over the next few days. Names have not been released to my knowledge, and investigation's still going on. They don't think it's foul play, but it isn't officially complete yet. But our hearts and everything go out to that family.
Yes.
Tragedy.
It is. It's tragic. I heard this morning, Sheriff Solly was on a show on the radio, and he was saying that there are that if you need a child lock to lock your guns up, that you can go by the sheriff's department and pick one up. It'll, like if you need to, keep your guns.
And I have mixed emotions on that.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Because if you needed it, you couldn't get it off in time. And
I don't know how the child locks work on a gun, though.
You got to have a key to it. Their ring goes like this, and you go in there, and it locks the trigger where you can't use the gun.
I wasn't sure about how that worked. I know.
And I know there's a lot of people that would argue with me over what I just said, and that's just a personal opinion. I don't know the right answer to that.
Right. I do know there's I always put your guns up away from children,
And wives.
Anyway.
But that's
that is an awful thing, though, to happen. I hate that so bad. It's tragic.
It is.
I can't imagine. A lot of people have a safe too. Of course, at a hunting camp, though, people probably just put their guns down. They don't think. And I guess people, they think that maybe the kids have grown up around guns, but you just never know. A child is a child, right? You never know. But we pray for that family.
Yeah, we certainly do.
That is an awful thing.
Let's see some other things. And I hate to be a downer for a moment, but I also want to address this. As we go to the University of West Alabama, which is our neighbor right across the thing, they're going to be closing down tomorrow in honor of a faculty member that passed away. They're closing down tomorrow. Susan T. Sparkman passed away that worked there, and this is her. And they're going to be closing so students and faculty members can go to the funeral. Condolences to the University of West Alabama as well, as we look at that. So that was posted to the University of West Alabama's page. If you would like to read more about that, again, condolences there as well. And again, I hate to bring up so many sad things out of the gate, but still part of our community and what we do, and we thought you might want to know.
Yes, I mean, you still want to, it's sad, but at the same time, I mean, you want to show respect.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do that. Let's see here some other things that are going on. Northeast Middle School. Well, I'll bring this up, and who knows much about this solar stuff? I don't know
that much about it either. I know the government's really pushing it. They're wanting people to do.
This will be the first school in the county, Twin States News covering this. They're going to convert to solar. They're getting ready to put in solar panels there at the school, and it should supply, even on cloudy days, they say, should supply, I can't get it out, electricity to the schools. It'll be the first of this. If it works, I'm sure they'll add more schools to it here in Lauderdale County, probably across the state. This may be the first in the state. So it's learning.
I wonder how expensive that is, because, I mean, I'm not totally against solar. I mean, if it would help my power bill.
But every time I buy a solar...
panels on top of my house.
Yeah, but have you priced them?
No, I haven't.
Ye doggy,
really?
As Jed Clampett would say.
Expensive.
You would, oh my gosh. Every time, and y'all correct me, every time I buy something that is solar, whether it's one of these rechargeable lights, it breaks within 2 to 3 times of using it. Like the car lights you get under your hood, the old type that you push the button. I bought 4 of them, $20-something a piece. Maybe 30 days they have made it. Then they quit charging. They don't work. I am not sold on solar yet. Maybe somebody's watching this, bought one that's good. Send me a brand, because I constantly need a light when I'm out in my shop fooling around, tinkering my junk.
Yeah.
And that's what it is junk. It ain't like
Our camper is like equipped to do solar. It's got solar something on it. I guess you could add a panel or something. I don't know. But I guess everything that they've made in the last ever so how many years, it is the capability to do solar is there. I don't know.
Like, you put those solar panels on your deer feeders and the coons eat the wire. Yeah, they don't last either.
I've seen people have their gates at the end of their driveway. It's like a solar panel there to, keep it
so
charged.
I think America is on the right path to making some changes, but we're not there yet. As they try to do away with gasoline, that is not the thing to do. It costs so much more for these windmills to operate, to build them, than using gas. That takes away jobs from Americans. That's just my thoughts. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
Don't think I do. The folks in the coal mines in Kentucky, those areas there, they need jobs. We have people that want to take away their jobs, and it's and as we all know, Kentucky's poor. They need those jobs.
Yeah,
that worries me. You talk about stuff that keeps you up late at night. Things like that will cross your mind, or it does me, of people losing their job and the way that they provide for their family, and that does worry me.
Yeah.
I don't have the answers, but I lay there and it makes you have that little jolt. Makes you want to pray for folks.
Well, I mean, you think about the expense of the solar panels, like we're saying. Not everybody can do that.
No.
I mean, not everybody can. They're talking about the Green New Deal and have people having to redo their homes with the insulation. And all that. I mean, who's, they're going to supply the money for that? I mean, I know they're dishing out money left and right.
But and as you see, communities, and this goes into that where you say you don't have the money. You'll see communities are neighborhoods that once was a very vibrant neighborhood, and then they start to decline, and then you've got somebody on a fixed income to where everybody else moves, and you've got that one little old person still living there, and it's violence all around them, and they can't afford to move. They're stuck because they get $500-600 a month to live off of. They can't sell their home and go somewhere else.
Yeah, and I think about that like right here in our own town.
Right.
The people who've been there for years in the city, who all this chaos is going on around.
Drive-bys.
Right. Drive-by shootings, people shooting in the homes. And, I mean, can you imagine being 75, 80 years old? Just the thought of having to get out and go to your mailbox. I mean.
And the thing that pops in my mind when you just said that, ran across it, did anybody ever watch Clint Eastwood, Gran Torino? And that pretty much describes what you just, the whole setting of the movie. Lived in his house all his life, and then all of a sudden he wakes up one day, and it's a bad neighborhood.
Right. And it's a shame. It really is. It's a shame that stuff like that's going on. And I know they're trying to get it under control. And hopefully they'll be able to.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because, it is a shame that people, they work all their lives, or, people work hard for what they have, and they expect this to be their home that they want to grow old in. And, and then all this mess starts happening around them. People don't respect that. I don't.
You're a hairdresser. Let me ask this. And I've just heard I've never heard you say this, so I'm just going to ask you on the spot.
Okay.
Do most hairdressers, are you going to be humpback when you get old? I've always heard that hairdressers do back, from bending over all day.
I don't know. I'm bad about not sitting up straight anyway. Like, I don't sit up. I'd probably be taller if I sat.
I'm bad about that too, and I slump while I'm standing.
Yeah, I've always done that kind of.
That makes your pot gut stick out when you don't stand up straight. Just saying, y'all.
Yeah.
Larry Smith welcomes you back to the show today from Philadelphia. Thanks, Larry.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know about that. I mean, we'll see, because I'll probably still be standing behind the chair doing hair with a cane in one hand and a brush in the other.
I've just heard other hairdressers say that over a period of years, their back starts hurting from all that leaning over.
It could. My back does bother me, but my feet are what is starting to bother me.
And they're huge. Have y'all seen those? I mean, they're boats.
They are not.
What a size?
I don't have big feet.
11 and a half? Is that what you wear?
You are crazy.
She don't want to admit it.
7.5 to 8.
Okay, 7.5 to 8.
Depending on the shoe.
Now she's talking.
But yeah, my feet do bother me a little bit more since I'm getting older. Now that y'all know all my ailments.
Well, that is the great thing about getting old. And I think everybody would. You really enjoy talking about what hurts to your neighbor, and you got to outdo what their scar is. Yeah,
well, on a more serious note, yesterday when I was watching the show, because we had it on going, when we were headed to Madison.
Right.
Jan was talking about how you tell people that you love them.
Right.
She got to talking about that, and that is. I thought, because I was thinking about that just the day before, how when somebody passes away, you just assume that they know that you love them.
Right.
And we all do that. Don't we all kind of assume that people know, without saying a lot of times? So
you're hinting at.
Well, Jan was completely right when she said, tell people you love them. Don't just assume people know how you feel about them or whatever. Tell them. I mean, I know we're not going to do that on a daily basis, but, I'm guilty of it. I know a lot of people probably are, how you just... You go put it off. Oh, I'll tell them another day, or I'll do this.
Paul Thorne's got a song about that, and for folks, and it's not coming to me. Something like "Pick the Flower," but he's from Mississippi, and it's a great song just about that.
Yeah. Well, when my stepdad passed away, I mean, I know he probably knew that I loved him, and I did tell him some, but I just don't. I wonder.
Right.
Did he really know? So.
It's going to come to me in a second, that Paul Thorne song about all the trophies that you've done when you're dying there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but even with your kids, I guess we all just kind of take our daily lives for granted. We take everything for granted. I
thought for a minute there she was supposed to set this up and tell me she loved me, but then she went and blew it.
We all love Scotty Ray. We love him. We appreciate him.
Good help.
Especially in bad weather.
Only in bad weather. Let's take a moment and talk about our friends at the Godwin Group. And they're a cleaning service here in the Meridian area. They also take care of Alabama. If you've got something going on at your home that you want taken care of, had somebody call me the other day that wanted to have their roof cleaned. If you've got a metal roof, it doesn't matter. They do all of that. As we look at the different things, if you've got a canopy that's got molded, I guess that's the way to word that. Just in time.
Yeah.
Before, after pictures there, how much it looks better.
It looks neat.
Yeah. As you go to the brick, and you look at vinyl siding, this also also clean. And this is a very low pressure that cleans this. It's not going to blow your brick off and damage it. It's a very slow process there that does this. Metal buildings look new again. Looks great.
Yeah.
Pick your roof. You probably got a roof similar to this somewhere, whether it's metal or shingle. They do all of these.
Yeah, would you ever know that is a brown roof?
Absolutely
a tan
not.
Roof. Yeah.
And if you've got one of those slate roofs, they also do those. A black roof becomes the original color again. See them today. They do brick. They do also stone. Makes it look fresh, just like
they
it was
take
just
the
built.
love bugs off my car.
I think they could. They do fleet washing, so yes. The Godwin Group. See them today, 253-8262. If you've got any type of cleaning that you need to be done, Godwin Group will help you out there.
Coming home from work, I was involved in a multi-car wreck. I never saw it coming. It was obvious that I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home. And if you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
I'm Laura from Columbus, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $250,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace, and welcome back. Thank y'all for watching. We'd love to see your comments. If this is your first time to stumble through the living room and we're sitting in there bothering you, well, hi, how you doing? You can communicate with us online on Facebook or on YouTube. You can join us at Scotty Ray's Weather. Easy to find there. We also have Scotty Ray and Candace. We've got this up. And I got to do some tweaks, but it is up, ScottyRayandCandace.net or ScottyRay.net. Either way, you can visit us there. And I've got to get into the routine of updating everything. But we got a webpage now.
That's right. And you can also watch us on Channel 24, MeTV in Meridian. It's 248 on Comcast, and the antenna is
24.3.
That's right.
Something new coming to Meridian that I stumbled about, and they're looking for some witches. That's what I'm.
Should I apply?
I had that in my head.
I knew you were going there. So.
And I thought she might slap me if I say that. But Meridian,
my husband might send my name in.
Have you ever heard of a Halloween parade?
I have not, but it would probably be a neat thing. As long as people didn't get too gruesome, because there are those folks that's going to really.
Well, and we're going to be talking to the Bailey Fire Department. They do the haunted house. I'm going to contact them. They're going to come in and talk about that. But the Halloween parade is going to be on October the 23rd at 6 o'clock. $100 prize for best overall and $100 prize for scariest. Entry fee is $20 there. So that looks like it'll be pretty fun there. It'll be downtown Meridian. You can go online. QueenCityOctoberfest.com is where that is.
Okay.
And see that.
I used to like when my other kids, my older ones that are older now.
I thought you were going to say you had two groups.
No. My older kids, when they were little, we used to take them to trick or treat. And there's a couple of subdivisions that really deck out the houses, or they used to. I don't know if they still do, because we have not done, trick or treating other than just family and
right.
Because we hadn't with my little one. He does a little bit, but it's mainly we just go to church fall festivals and stuff.
People you know.
Right. But anyway, I used to enjoy that because people would really go all out decorating their homes and stuff. And we had a big Halloween party one year, and I have a bunch of decorations.
Banker used to park the. I don't know if Banker still got the hearse or not, but they used to put the coffin and all of that in front of the in Scuba. That was a big deal. Moe's used to do a lot.
I remember Bankers though. They took up money.
Oh yeah.
At the hearse.
Only Banker. Right. And I don't know if anybody remembers years ago when Banker supposedly got married at the Neshoba County Fair and the parade happened. Banker is a living legend.
You
if
remember
y'all
the
don't know what I'm
chicken
talking
drop?
about. Yes.
Yeah.
Banker Fleming is who we're talking about.
Yes, they had a big party, several times a year. Maybe it wasn't just one.
I walked in to Scuba a couple months back, and I went in a store, and I was with my brother, and I walked past somebody. I thought, I know them, and I turned back around. It was Banker, and I didn't say hello the first seconds. It took a few seconds. I said, "Hey, Banker, I ain't seen you forever."
Yeah. They used to have a game called the chicken drop.
Oh, yeah.
And as you know, the chicken drops a couple of things, and eggs one of them, and you can imagine the other.
Right.
So they had numbers, and then they had a board. And
you take a guess where it's going to drop.
Mm-hmm. And if that ain't country, I don't know what is.
A little David Allen Coe song for you this morning.
And a hog cooking.
Yeah,
it was all kind of stuff. A band. It was neat though. It really was.
Bankers still may have the tradition still going.
I don't know.
I remember one time he got lost in a cornfield down at Baca Valley. We found him the next morning, many moons ago.
Those were the days.
Yes, they were. Let's see. Do you remember the Rodney King thing that happened many moons ago?
I do.
The gentleman that videoed that has passed away.
Oh, goodness.
This is the gentleman here. His name is George Holloway. And I think he passed away from COVID, if I'm not mistaken. But boy, that set off some riots back in the day.
That was a horrible thing.
It was.
To watch.
I still remember. Do you remember watching as they were live? And that was back when CNN was almost kind of normal. And they had the helicopters in the air and they drug that poor truck driver out of there and beat him senseless. Do y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
There was no call for that.
Yeah.
But he has passed away. I thought you might want to know that. That's one of those headline stories that are out there. The next big story that we still watch is the Gabby story.
Yes.
The autopsy results have not come back yet.
Have they found the
No
laundry guy? His last name's Laundry.
And to my knowledge, when it's 7:30, they had not. But you know how things change in news. If somebody sees something on their phone that pops up, let me know.
Well, there was an investigator on this morning talking about it, and he was saying that, I guess in so many words, he thought it was kind of a botched thing, that when they were pulled over and they had videoed her so upset, he's saying, I think that it was like a domestic violence thing, that it should have been more attention paid to it, and.
Now, if you were a betting person, would you say that this guy is hiding, or has he went somewhere and harmed himself?
See, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's kind of odd that, that he would just up and vanish. It makes you wonder, did somebody help him get out of there?
And by all means, this is the topic of America right now. No matter where you turn, this is the headline of people wanting to know about this. And from everything you read, this girl was a really, really sweet girl. What was she doing with this guy?
I don't know.
Is it common to go roam around the United States with somebody? I don't know, and you may have read more than I do. Have they been like a couple for a long time?
I don't know, but they were engaged.
They were?
Yeah, I think they were engaged. And yeah, they were traveling the country. It makes you kind of wonder who's supplying the money for that. Because, that takes money. Or if you're traveling, you ain't working. who's...
Ann McKee says they're doing the reserve is being searched right now again. So
yeah, I knew that the area that they were suspecting that he might be in was like a really bad terrain type. Like it's hard to find people out there. I don't know, especially in the dark.
Now, before I show this picture, there's nothing bad about what I'm fixing to show. I don't want to spook anybody, but where her body was found, this is kind of like a memorial that has been set up. They've placed a cross. There where her body was found. Or we assume it was her body. It hadn't officially been said that it's her, but that's there in the Wyoming National Park. I'm stuttering. I can't get it out. Apologize.
What was the deal with the other couple that were found a week or so ago?
Women,
yeah, I guess so.
They were investigating that maybe that could be a part of the same crime.
That's odd.
Yeah, and I have heard no more about that.
Yeah.
But I know that there's even a group. I clicked a group to join on Facebook that is supposed to have more information. This is like the hottest topic there is.
I can't imagine what her family, Gabby's family, is going through, though.
Connie says that they've been living together with his parents since 2019.
Okay.
That this whole thing.
Yeah, I'd heard with the van was shared by, it was her van, but it was shared by her and his parent. They all shared the van or something.
Really?
That was an odd thing.
Yeah, it is. And then the person that found the van, he came home. Did he walk home, fly home? I don't know what he done. But, he disappears home, and then somebody driving down the road just finds the van on the side of the road. And that caused the search, which found the body. Because it wasn't really all that far from there. He's not a professional by any means if he's behind this, because it was not well laid out. It is not as they say in sometimes the perfect crime.
Yeah.
This was not. messy, just horrible.
It's sad. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That her as a parent of a daughter, 2 daughters, I can't imagine that feeling of thinking that somebody had harmed your child in any kind of way, your daughter. Like, even like it said, he slapped her repeatedly that day that the police came by. That would make me irate. Like, I would be.
Let's see here. Deb just shot me a message. She said the family did not share the fan. I can. Let's see. Oh yeah, she's been up on this one now.
Okay, that's what they had said yesterday. The family shared the van.
Yeah, she said they just resummoned the search for him this morning. Give me some more information there, girl. Because I know her. I know she's all over this.
Okay.
It's in the same park, but a different entry is where they're searching.
Okay.
So maybe that will turn up something new.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was odd when they said they shared the van, but they did say that. It was on Fox.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
That's what we know at this point, unless we get some new information on that. And should it happen, we'll break in and let you know that as the morning goes about. Do you remember that TV show? The comedian actor Ice-T. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you remember a movie he was in called Friday, and then there was Next Friday, and
the Friday after? Or something.
It was funny. One of the actors has passed away in that, and his name is Anthony Johnson, 55 years old. They haven't released what he died of, whether they just haven't said. His nephew.
Which one was it?
This guy right here, and I'll show you a couple pictures of him. This is from the movie Next Friday.
Okay.
And that's him there. If you remember that, it was hilarious, but he's passed away. But they're not really telling a whole lot about what he died of. He was found passed out in the store, rushed to the hospital, and slow details coming out about that. One of the celebrities there. Chicago taking a little bit of a different cheek this morning. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
As they put out the bolo unveiling the police, where they're wanting to refund the police. They're starting to figure out that defunding does not work.
Yeah. So
Mayor Lightfoot is going to create a new budget there to where they give money back to the police department.
To me, that was a disaster anyway. It should have been a common sense decision, and it wasn't.
Okay. A couple mistakes that I made there. Tricia Edwards pointed out it was not Ice-T, it was Ice Cube. I was close, wasn't I?
Ice-T was on another show.
Was it?
With like what's the detective show?
Bad Boys? No, that was Will Smith.
No, it's a detective show. Y'all will know it. We're just
Ice-T.
We don't.
I don't know where Ice-T come from.
There is an Ice-T.
It just sounded good.
Ice-T is on that detective show. I don't know if it's where they. It's not CSI, but it's like a CSI type show. Anyway. Yeah, he's on there.
I'm going to figure it out maybe there. And
Law and Order.
Law and Order?
Yeah.
I have never watched that show. Is the reason I didn't know that.
He's on there.
Huh. Also, Smokey is the name, Bill said, of the character on there.
Okay.
With these shows that I've never watched, I sometimes get half of it right when I shoot from the hip.
Well, me too. So y'all just have to overlook us. We're trying.
So maybe we need a rapper named Ice-T, and I just didn't know it.
Well, I think wasn't he was some kind of a rapper or something. I don't know. I'm not even gonna say anything else because, I know I'm gonna get it wrong.
That one I just don't know. I'm learning a little bit as we go on that. Yeah. Let's see here of a few things that are wanted today. Are happening today back in history. This is the first thing, one of the first things you learn in American history. Who is the biggest, I know we've had some since, but who is the biggest traitor that the United States ever had? And we would go back to 1780, who he was an American hero for a while. And then Rumpro, Benedict Arnold, commits treason for the very first time, turned on America. They had a $200 reward for him at the time there.
And what did he do?
He went with them. He was going to hand over one of the forts, and he was supposed to be offered land, money, and a new commission in the British Army for that information. Oh. His plan was foiled, and shame. He'll forever be in history. Remembered that. Who remembers this guy having a birthday today?
I do.
Yeah, Larry Hagman, born in 1931.
JR.
And boy, do you remember that summer in the 70s, the late 70s or early 80s there of Who Shot JR?
Oh, yeah.
Probably the biggest promotion television ever had. That was anticipated there.
It's kind of like the Yellowstone thing.
Yeah, it's
Like,
close.
Who's dead? Who's alive?
But our first thing, he was Major Nelson. As you remember that, I Dream of Genie. And I'm sure he had some other shows, but those are two of the biggest that just jump out at you that he played.
I don't think they could have picked a better person to play JR.
No.
Yeah.
He was, ooh. And then Sue Ellen really fit the part.
Oh, yeah. She did.
And Cliff Barnes, boy, was that not played right.
That was really good, too. I mean, that whole cast was
The only
just really
flaky
good.
one, I guess you could go out there. What was the brother that they made Knots Landing out of? He just didn't. Gary, that was it.
Gary?
Wasn't that him, the blonde head?
Gary. And then what was the other one? The one that, was it Pam's
Bobby?
brother? No,
Bobby?
Pam's brother. Who was Pam's brother? Ray?
Oh, Digger. No, you're
Ray.
talking about Cliff Barnes.
Oh, Cliff Barnes. No, not.
That's Pam's
Okay, well, that was
brother.
who was the guy that lived on the ranch?
Oh, you're talking about the ranch hand that had the affair with Lucy that ended up being her uncle in the end.
Yeah.
Ray Krebs.
Ray. That's what I thought it was, Ray. Yeah.
You remember that? Because in the early part of that, they were off in the barn together. And then years later, we find out that he's also Jock Ewan's son. And he's going to get part of South Fork.
Yeah. That was a good show, though. Really, it was.
And boy, every football game that you went to, that music of...
Oh, yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. It was great.
It was.
An innocent time in America, I like to think, in the back of my mind.
Look, we always had to watch Dallas and Dynasty, all those, and Knots Landing. You remember that?
I do. And Hank Jr. was so popular, wrote a song about it called This Ain't Dallas. Who remembers that? And you ain't Sue Ellen. We just a man and a woman trying to make it through.
Yeah.
Also on this date, 1950, one of the greatest comedians of all time. You saw him in Ghostbusters and many other things. Bill Murray was born in 1950. This is a scene from Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
That is still a good show.
It is. He's funny.
How many
He's a funny guy.
times you watch it over and over? Stephen King also, he was born in 47. And you have to wonder, what makes a person have those thoughts to be able to turn out?
Those kind of movies, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I know.
are you not twisted a little bit there?
Yeah, I've thought the same thing. Like,
Am I wrong
how
saying
do
it?
people know? Some songs, though, from the 70s, I'm like, what would they do with
Well, you're
these
right.
songs? But yeah, you do think they kind of got a little twisted mind a little bit, coming up with some of those storylines. But
Yeah, they were talking
I
about
don't like scary stuff, though.
Kim Pace was talking about Who Shot JR, and it was Sue Ellen's sister. What was her name? Was it Christian? What was that girl's name? I could see her.
Kristen?
Maybe.
There was a Kristen, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one
She had
who.
long hair, long dark hair.
Yeah.
I think her name was Kristen.
And she put the bullet in JR.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to have a little revenge on him. You remember the episode where, never mind.
What?
Well, I was just when Sue Ellen was kidnapped and she was the former Miss Texas. And JR got a little upset there, went after him.
I sometimes think Sue Ellen had a little true alcohol up in that glass. She always had one of those little highball glasses in her hand with some ice, something on the rocks.
JR constantly reminded her that she was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
1957, there were a few people when we first started this television adventure that, got mad at us that we took the place of this. But it was 1957 that this TV show that we took the place of here premiered. Perry Mason.
But it does come on later in the day.
Yes, it does. Comes on twice. You can catch it late in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So there you go there. Let's see here some other things that happened on this date. Ooh, Mississippi got big on this date in 1967. Faith Hill was born. That was a big picture of her that everybody had off that album cover there.
I remember when she first, hit it big. And, I thought she was a great singer.
And I have to say this because only Debbie would appreciate this. And I've told the story once. Have you ever put your hands where they don't belong and think you're going to die because you done it? Yeah, that was me.
Sure.
I had my hands all up in her breastises.
Okay.
And there's no other way to word it. Me and Debbie were going to a party in Nashville, and it's inside downtown Nashville. And it's this huge staircase going up. So me and Debbie are going up the staircase, and we bump into Tim and Faith. And my redneck self from deep in the woods of Mississippi has never in my life seen a nude necklace. And she's got this huge diamond on, and it's on a nude chain, and I think her necklace is broke and the diamond has fell down amongst her breastises. And I'm all up in it trying to catch the diamond. It was just my instinct to help her. And
I bet she wanted to knock you down.
No, it was Tim McGraw standing next to her that had the look, I'm going to kill you. And that was probably the most embarrassing thing I think I have ever done. And Debbie witnessed it, and wherever you are, Debbie, you know that's true. But I mean, I was just all up in there. It was huge and she had this low cut thing on.
Yeah.
I don't know if she remembers it, but I remember it. Faith, I'm sorry.
I've never heard of a nude necklace.
Yeah, it's like fishing line to a degree, and it goes around and you don't see it, and the diamond just hangs there amongst the bosoms.
Oh.
Because they were big.
Okay.
Did I say that out loud? Oops.
Yeah, okay. TMI.
Well, I had to make it visual so everybody could live that moment.
Too much information.
Debbie just said the truth. I was so embarrassed. And then there was it that same night, Debbie, that I thought we were on, because this was like the cream of the crop. We went to another party after that, and somehow or another, I didn't get our name on the list.
They probably, they probably said, steer clear of that guy with a cowboy hat. He will try to touch your business.
But they told me we wasn't on the list, and I got us in the party. I'll say that. And I think Debbie was trying to hide under the table with Jay King at that point in time. Oh no.
Goodness. I'd have probably just turned around and walked off and went, I don't know him. Like,
she says a floating necklace. Have you ever heard of a floating necklace?
Yeah. I guess I have heard of a floating necklace. I don't know, but I've never. It must have been a really big diamond.
Oh, it was huge with other things. And,
yeah, Debbie, I'd have just acted like I didn't know Scotty Ray and walked off.
Oh, and she said she thought Tim was going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can read it there in the comments there. Yeah. Also, in 1968, I'm telling you, there's been a lot of songs written, but Tom T. Hall outdone himself as later.
I like this song.
I Dream of Genie would play the part in this. It was the #1 song in America. Harper Valley PTA is Genie C. Riley.
Yeah.
And anybody can hum that song.
I know. I love it. I love the song. I love the words, how they talked about her so bad, and then she went up in that meeting and just called them one by one.
What you doing? Your husband's out of town, and who's that leaving the shades open? It was good. There's no doubt about that. 1968. I loved this as a kid. I absolutely loved watching it. It premiered One Adam 12. Did you ever watch?
No. I didn't.
Really? I still remember. And this is so weird how this happens, to where as a kid you see a show. This was like 2 years ago. I walked by TV, and the episode that I remembered from a kid was on where they stole the little boy's toys that his mama bought for him for Christmas, and they go, okay, I'm going off on nowhere land.
I don't think I watched it. Now, maybe I did, but I was a big Chips watcher.
Oh, that was good, too.
Yeah, watch that.
So Kim Pace said she loved One Adam 12. 1977, this album came out. Is still one of the biggest selling albums. It sold 43 million copies. To this day, still sells 200,000 copies a year. Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, which had 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad. Who remembers that?
I like that song.
Maybe we could talk all night.
I wonder where he got his name,
Meatloaf.
What makes you think, what would make me come up with, like, was somebody like drinking something or smoking something and was eating meatloaf and went, that'd be a good name.
Yeah, let's make a rock star out of you.
Let's do that.
And who can remember the part that he played in Black Dog, where he was trying to hijack the load? Okay, it was funny. 1985, this may have slipped by a lot of people in 1985, but he made his first appearance. George Clooney was on The Facts of Life as the handyman. Who knew that?
I remember that because I used to watch The Facts of Life.
And you thought
Tootie on there.
Tootie? Yeah, I remember Tootie.
That was my nickname when I was little.
Really?
I told y'all that the other day.
I've forgotten. Now
How can you forget that?
It sticks with me now, Tootie.
My daddy used to call me that.
So George
Don't know
Clooney.
where that come from either, but yeah, he was on there.
We'll have to ask your mama someday. I never watched this show, but they said it was big, that it was funny. 1998, this premiered Will and Grace. So if you were a big fan of that, this is the day that it came on television.
I used to watch it. It was pretty funny.
Never seen an episode.
Jack, the guy on there,
Yeah.
was funny.
It's just funny how certain shows you hit and you stick with, and sometimes shows run for 10, 12 years and you never watch them, and then one day you run across it and then you're hooked and have to go back and watch all the reruns.
I thought they were going to do a remake of it and stuff.
I heard something about that.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, that's a little trip down memory lane this morning. Some of those, I hope you remember that.
Yes.
At 4 o'clock this afternoon. Ron said 1 Adam 12 comes on at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
We got to watch Sergeant Malloy and what was that little young guy's name? I love that show.
Maybe I'll have to watch it. I'm usually at work.
1 Adam 12, see the man in the...
I need to get a TV and set it in my room. And
I thought you were going to say you didn't even own a TV. I was going to say, Candace, this is 2021.
We have so many TVs. It's ridiculous.
Y'all want to know what's bad? And I'll just go ahead and say this. We hadn't had cable in a long time, so I went down and purchased the cable 2 months ago. The box is still in the box to hook up to get the cable.
Really?
Yeah, it's still sitting in the box in the window and it has not been hooked up because you got to move the TV.
And you're paying for it?
Yes. But you got to move the TV and it's tight and it takes 2 to 3 people to pick up that big TV to hook everything up. I can't do it by myself because it's,
Yeah.
So that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. But we're going to have television up in our house one day. Y'all wait and see. We're moving on up. Let's talk about our friends at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. There's a lot going on there. They've been doing it since 1932. As we end summer today, tomorrow will be the first day of fall. They've got all that you want there in the gift shop. Check it all out.
I'm ready to get my decorations there.
Go, girl, go.
I wasn't into it last year, but I think this year I need to be.
She's all over it.
Yeah.
And of course, as we get ready for the biggest thing happening in Mississippi and Alabama, that's deer season. Rackmaster, Tecumseh seed. If you're looking for that, a lot of people planting this weekend. Mobucks, you'll find Rice Bran to get your fellows hooked on all this. They love this, no matter which flavor you choose. And of course, the triple grip is one of the big things that's been brought forth. If you're looking for something that's got corn, roasted soybeans, and peanuts all together, there it is. Check it out there at the co-op. Of course, any deer camera that you want, you use these now for deer season, or you can use them in your yard for security. They're multi-purpose. You can use them for a lot of things. So, also, we got deer cocaine and other products that deer love. See the complete line of all this, including deer stands, pop-up blinds. They've got all this, to boots to keep your feet dry throughout the winter, flashlights to keep you see where you're going, and taking care of your pets and fertilizers and all that good stuff, including the big one, corn. Lauderdale County Farm Supply, including guns, ammo. You'll find it all at exit 151 right off the interstate.
First 10 days following an accident are crucial. Insurance companies don't wait. They have a staff of adjusters, attorneys, and investigators collecting information that can be used against you.
Call Richard Schwartz today.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we travel along. Today is Tuesday, isn't it?
It is. It's
Yeah. On my notes there, I put this the last day of summer. Let's see here.
It always messes me up when I miss a day. 'Cause then
I wanted to bring this up. Rose Hill Cemetery, they're going to be doing the tour on the 25th. That's this weekend. Have you ever taken that?
I have not. I've always wanted to go. I don't know why, because I don't like scary stuff, and being in a cemetery,
it's not scary.
Scary to me,
But that is the neatest thing to go. They have little characters by each grave, and they tell a little bit about themselves.
They're dressed up and everything.
Period.
Okay.
It is great.
That would be neat.
So check that out. Let's see here. Mac Barnes is retiring from Lamar. I don't know if everybody's heard about that. He'll retire after this year. And we got something mailed to us that we wanted to say thank you.
Yes. Steve and Wanda McKinnon sent us the this package, and let's see.
They're from Little Rock, Mississippi. We got us a card.
Scotty Ray and Candace, we enjoy watching your show. We learn something every time we watch. Thank you for caring and sharing. We want to bless y'all with these Bibles. They'd sent us some Bibles. They're Gideon Bibles. Is that correct? Yeah. The Burgundy Bible is for Scotty Ray. And
Oh, cool.
Scotty Ray's. And the blue Bibles are for Candace and Angie. So Angie got a Bible too. Thank y'all so much. That is so sweet. It says, if you need more, let me know. Blessings to y'all, Steve and Wanda McKinnon. Thank y'all
appreciate
so
that.
much.
Gideons do so much of giving these, and I'll show that.
Yes.
To people that may have never gotten a Bible in their life. They do a lot of great things.
If I'm not mistaken, do y'all supply these in the hospitals too? I'm not sure who does that.
Yeah, I think
they do.
so.
You know, usually the hospitals have one in the drawer. I'm not sure on that, but thankful for every Bible that you give out to people. Because I think that I mean, we don't want anybody to go without a Bible.
That's
for
true.
Sure. You know, thank y'all so much though. That was
And somebody
so nice.
tell me if I'm right. Wasn't there a story of a soldier from World War I or World War II that carried one of these and he was shot and the Bible saved his life? This little small Bible that it went through to like the last page, the bullet. Did I make this up or did that actually happen?
I don't know. We'd have to ask.
If you know that, tell me. And I could have just mistakenly done a Joe Biden right there and just made a story up out of nowhere, thin air.
But the Gideons, they do a lot for a lot of people. So
they do.
We're thankful for them. I just love it. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
It's a pretty
Ray Strebeck said that it was, where did it go there? Pete Malloy and Jim Reed played 1 Adam 12. So now that we got that taken care of. Bill Reinhardt said that God's word is needed in this world. It is.
It is.
Let's see. Let me see here. Up for auction this weekend. They ain't making no more of these. A copy of the U.S. Constitution is going to go up for auction. It's only 11 known out of the 500 that were printed, and they're expecting it to go for $20 million at auction.
Goodness.
Wow.
I wonder who will get that. They need to make more copies and put them up everywhere.
Oh, we got a comment right there from Steve and them.
Let's see. Yes, motels, schools, and wherever they can, they put them.
And LaWanda says she's heard that same story, but she does not know how true that story is about the Bible saving the guy's life also. I promise you, maybe it was Dr. Crickard that told me that when I was in Bible school.
Justin Ross Snow said that was in the movie Hacksaw Ridge starring Andrew Garfield, is what he said.
So I may have saw it in a TV show and thought it was real.
And it could have been.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But it was neat, however you say it.
Right.
Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you here. Who remembers the name Beto O'Rourke? Who goes? He used a cuss word and said, "Yes, I'm going to come take your guns." Yeah, remember that guy? He's already announcing that he's going to run for governor of Texas against Greg Abbott. If we were to lose Texas, it would be a very bad thing.
Yes.
He got close last time. Just saying. I thought y'all might want to know that one there.
You know, with everything going on in the world, talking about Bibles and everything.
Right.
You know, I don't think I ever told you, but like one night I was driving down Highway 493. It was at a time in my life when I was going.
Come out from behind the back seat. And
no. But I mean, it was a time in my life when I was going through a lot of things,
Right.
a lot of emotions, and a lot of uncertainty. You know, and I was going down 493, and I was like, "What is that?" I found a Bible. Now, who finds a Bible laying in the middle of the road?
That's odd.
An open Bible laying in the middle of the road.
Well, I have to ask, what was it?
Well, I did not even look to see what it, because I was just trying to get it out of the road quick
Candace,
without getting ran over.
Do you know that was not the message for
I know, but still, I just think me finding a Bible in the middle of the road was a wake up call. So, yeah, not that I was doing anything. I mean, but it was just like it was a time in my life where you
need something.
You needed a kind of confirmation about some things, and I think that was it. And so, I got the Bible, and it was right past Oak Hill Baptist Church,
Right.
up on the hill, and I took it to the church to see, if somebody had maybe laid it on their car and pulled out of church and, it fell in. But for whatever reason, I found it, and there was a reason for it, I know. So,
No, there always is.
But yeah, is that not, that's kind of odd that I would find a Bible in the middle of the road. So.
Connie John says the story is true, and Alicia Fisher, I think, just put up a link to the story.
Okay.
What did Jackie just say?
Donald Morrison's life was saved by the Bible during World War II. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't imagine
Get
it.
tongue-tied.
So that is great.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll have to look that story up, though, because I would love to read the story. Thank you for putting the link up there.
Another thing that I want to mention, most everything that we talk about, I try to give it the who cares test. Is there enough people that really want to hear about this? This one is borderline. I don't know if anybody really cares, but she's famous, so I thought it would bring it up. Remember Jennifer Aniston? She used to be a bike messenger in New York City, ride around on a bike and deliver things before she made it big on Friends. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, this young lady there.
Yeah.
A bike messenger. She'd bring you a message there. I wonder if she ever done the singing telegrams.
I don't know, but I mean, what kind of messages do they take?
Well, it's, it's kind of like almost like, the people that deliver food, the dash door type thing that they have. This goes from this office here has to send it down to that office 2 miles down the road, and they ride bicycles in New York to deliver it.
I remember years ago when I worked at Love East Jewelers, we used to get Jean's restaurant delivered to us, and the little guy on the bike delivered lunches on a bike. On his handlebars, he had the lunches like hanging on his handlebars.
He's
and then
talented.
a basket on the back of his bike.
And I'll tell you why, because me and Dylan Ray went to Chino's on Saturday night, and me balancing 4 T's from the door to the back seat of the car was horrendous. I almost didn't make it. There's no way I could do anything on a bicycle with food.
I thought it was neat, though. I mean, that's been years ago. That's been 20-something years ago. So
he was ahead of his time, wasn't he?
He was. They didn't know how ahead of time they were. They had the DoorDash going on back then.
Wow. Let's talk about something that is something very serious, and that is, a storm shelter for your home. The Precast Group, every bit of this, you see that? That's what comes in the middle of the night and spooks you. Will get you. The Precast Group builds storm shelters that protect you and your family to when it's an emergency. You need to go somewhere where you can't be harmed. And this is what they do, and they're very good at it. Made here on location in Meridian, they can bring it out, set it up in a home that you're building. If you've already got your home built, that's okay. They can still deliver this and set it up. This is what it looks like. Solid steel doors, no 2x4s or anything is going to go through that. They've been tested. 20,000 pounds is bolted down, and it will be there. They're located out on Highway 145 South. You can call them at 482-0003. They'll tell you more about it, explain everything. 2 different models to choose from, the type that goes in the ground that can be put in a hill around your home or maybe partially above ground. However you want to do that. See it. They're great. They'll protect you and your family for peace of mind in the middle of the night when something comes up that you're not expecting. 482-0003. It is the Precast Group.
I was heading over to Meridian, and I was involved in a serious accident. I never made it to Meridian. I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
I want to address Bill Reinhardt's comment. He said that he has a story. He found a crucifix in a snowbank in Chicago when he needed God more than he knew.
Right.
And he said he wears it every day since. I think that's a great story. I love hearing positive things, that have changed people's lives. And because, I mean, you never know when. I feel like when you need God the most, that's when you run into, you're going to have things come into your life or meet people or an incident happen that will bring you closer to God when you least expect it.
Yes, Chris Christopherson said, "Why me, Lord? What did I ever do to deserve even one?"
God's with us every day, all day, every day. We just,
even you evil people, he's there.
He is. He's with everybody. And I just, I think, people find him when they least expect it, but when they need it most,
Do you remember, and I'll quickly say this, do you remember the lady that was on the escalator in New York and the guy just, I don't know where, turns around, kicks her in the chest, knocks her down?
Horrible, yes.
They've made an arrest. He is in the pokey now, and this is the story there, and here he is there in the middle there, right there, that guy there. Why he done it, I don't know. I don't think you can explain what mean people do.
Yeah, I mean, just evil. That's horrible.
Now, another topic that we will get into later this week, I've sent Josh Todd a message. He's returned my message, and he will come out and talk with us. Said it may be next week before he can get there. But taxes going up in Lauderdale County. We don't have time this morning to dig into all of that, but we are aware of it, and we're going to talk about that coming up later on, maybe tomorrow or so, and then we'll get into it big time when he comes. And another quick story is, these people that are trying to get into the United States, sad. Let me show this picture here. And the pictures are blurred on purpose. This is a child that was left trying to get into the border. The parents just left them.
It's like a 2, maybe 2.5, 3-year-old is what it looks like. That's horrible. Can you imagine how scared?
And what's even worse is you think of the trail here, how many children are left and never found that are left like that. And I'm not trying to depress anybody, but this is the horrors that come with saying, okay, our border is open.
Right.
It's not good. So thoughts on that. We do appreciate y'all coming by. Thank you to Steve and his wife Wanda for sending us the Bible.
Yes.
We can't thank you enough.
Yes, thank you.
If you've got a community event coming up, make sure to get it to us, and we'll be glad to talk about that. If you want to advertise with us, contact us. We'd love to have you as a sponsor of the show. Helps the world go round up here.
That's right. We'll put your little logo up there and tell about you if we need to.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Anything that we're forgetting?
I don't think so. I just blessed to be here and hope God lets me come back tomorrow. So
we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by